Introduce yourself.
I'm Alea. I'm a roller skater here in Berlin, and I just started ramp skating 2 months ago, and now I want to build some van skates.
So that's what we're doing today. Alea, do I have your permission to put this on YouTube, by the way?
Yes.
Consent?
Yes.
Cool.
Consent, absolutely.
You grab the skates and I'll grab the tools. Let's go rolling around like a couple of fools. Don't care if we're old, let's start something new. 'Cause we go rolling around, me and you.
So you have your vans and you have your plates, but you do not have an aluminum insole.
Yeah.
And what I have is 1.5 millimeters. The ones that CIB sells is 2. Is that okay with you?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. So the first thing we need to do is take your insole out of the... By the way, did you already research how to do this?
Kind of.
Okay,
yeah.
so that's what I thought. So I'm not going to tell you what to do.
Okay.
I'm going to have you do it.
All right.
And then if I know something that looks like you don't, or you know whatever, then I'll throw them in.
Okay.
And how about you tell the camera what you're doing each time before you do it?
Okay.
What are you doing?
Okay. First, I'm gonna take out the insole of the shoe.
Yeah. What kind of vans are those?
These are the Vans Pro High Tops, I think, or the skate high Pro Vans.
They look to me like what Junie was calling the platform
maybe
vans.
platform
But I don't
vans,
know if those
yeah.
are 2 words for the same thing or if they're different or what. Because they look like they have a thicker, what's it called? This part.
Yeah.
Which I've heard is the most supportive type of vans. And if I look at the inside, they do look like they're more padded than some of the other vans that I've seen.
Yeah.
So we need to trace
Insoles are out.
your insoles on the aluminum.
Yeah.
I have a marker. Bad news is I don't have a proper workstation. Do you want me to do it or do you want to do this?
Would you mind if you?
That's fine.
If you're.
And I asked Alex if he had any tips, and it turns out I was like, Alex, you cut aluminum, right? And he's like, yes, it's so annoying. So if there are pro tips without having like a really good workstation, I don't know what they are yet. Aluminum dust is not good to inhale, so we could wear masks. But also, I got the impression it was like a lifetime full of breathing. It is not good. Not necessarily like you're gonna die the first time you do.
Yeah.
But FYI, like maybe we should wear.
Yeah, we can wear our face masks.
Or I have some really basic ones if you don't want to wear the same one that you're going to wear like out. I have some like super basic ones. The thing that makes it really annoying is that it starts shaking a lot.
Okay.
Oh, gloves. I just want to try not to cut this table. Yay, one. I wish I had, oh, I should probably cut this part off. I wish I had like a really cool power sander, but I don't. Is it too big or is it fit? Woohoo! Yay! Show the camera it fits! Yay! I'm fine. Well, it's a lot of shaking for like a table that's meant to be like eating cake on.
Would you like me to do it? Or?
If you want.
I don't mind. I can try.
Yeah.
Alright.
So try not to knock over the table.
Okay. Sorry.
Yay!
I think I clipped the table. There,
Yeah,
so.
you wouldn't be the first one. I already accepted I have to buy a new table. Okay,
Okay.
what is this that you're doing?
So I'm just taking off like the sharp edges and also smoothing out like the hard edge that goes all the way around, so that it doesn't cut the inside of the shoe, and also it's, I think, better just for your feet.
And what's this?
This is just like a standing block that I brought with me, and I would say it's quite like a it's not very fine. It's like quite a harsh grit.
Mm-hmm.
So it's literally just to take off this harsh edge.
Cool.
Okay.
Sweet. I think I'm going to flip the table around so I don't have to answer any questions about that corner. I'm going to assume that you read up on how to mount plates. Is
No.
that true? You did?
Not,
Really?
I mean, I watch videos, but I don't. The one thing I don't know is like the position.
Yes.
Yeah. So how to determine the position? Because I skate the Kaya Barbie patterns at the moment, and I really like the position and the feel of the plate. So I want to kind of match that. But I know that this is like the distance of the wheelbase is slightly longer as well.
Yeah.
So I feel like I should kind of get an average for where that is, and then have this.
Well, I will tell you what I know and also what I prefer, and then you can make your decision for what you want to do for yourself.
Okay.
I'm not sure if the average is the best idea. Maybe. Okay, so basically, and this is subjective, some people will say they prefer it this way, that way. But you want to get the middle of this in between the second and the third toes in your foot, and so usually how people find that is they find the widest part of the boot, and then you measure that, and then you basically draw a center line from center here to whichever, probably right about there, to there, and so that will be your center line that you're going to use when you're placing it. And then I often have them have the axles either directly under the ball of my foot or maybe slightly forward.
Yeah.
Speed skaters tend to have it a little bit forward because they spend so much time like pitched forward, and actually just recently I was wondering if part of the reason why I skate so straight is because I always put it under the ball of my foot. I'm not sure.
Okay.
So when I was thinking about next mount, might be a little bit more forward than I usually do.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody puts it behind. Maybe jam skaters.
Yeah.
But so basically, like the ball of your foot is like minimum, maybe a little bit forward.
Yeah.
And some people will have the rear all the way up to the ankle, but basically just the longer it is, the more stable it's going to be. But for me, I pretty much never even notice this part right here. The one that I do notice if it's off is the one that's under the ball of my foot.
Right.
So that's the one that I would pay the most attention to.
Okay.
And then second tip about mounting Vans is that this is supremely annoying.
Yeah.
So like when you're mounting regular boots, it's like just flat, and so it's pretty easy to drill exactly where you want. You just spend some time focusing and draw your marks and then drill. With this, it was so annoying, and so there's two different workarounds that people will do. Am I in disjointed voice, or can you see that I'm explaining something? So one tip, if you have a soldering iron, which I do not have, some people, you can heat up the soldering iron and like burn the holes so that will help you drill where you want to.
Yeah.
What I did one time was I actually had an outer sole, and then I glued that to the shoe so that would be the flat area. But then another thing that I have not tried yet, but I think is a good idea, is kind of killing two birds with one stone, because another problem people have is that if you try to drill the sole with this inside, then it's going to push up and your holes are going to be distorted. So my friend Maxibad, I asked her if she had any tips, and she drilled with the insole on the bottom, basically so that it would be in the right place, and then just put the insole on the inside of the shoe. And I have not tried that, but I think that's a really good idea.
Okay.
And I have some super glue if you want to try to. I don't know if you're going to be able to hold it in place very well, or if you want to glue it on, and I don't know, it's up to you.
Okay.
If you want, but.
I mean, we could try maybe hold it at first, or
Yeah.
I don't know if you have any tape.
I forgot if I mentioned this, but you want basically the wheels to be like equidistant, like the same amount poking out of each side.
Right.
I probably have some wheels with bearings on them if you want to like
If that's
grab
okay.
those as like example wheels.
What kind of wheels are these?
Well, they're roll line wheels, but I dyed them black, and I really should have covered this part because it looks kind of gross.
It looks cool. I don't know.
Well,
Like
I wish I had covered the hub because I think that looks kind of weird.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to see what it was like to dye wheels.
It's got a slightly pearlescent.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I did that on purpose. I wasn't like, fuck, that looks like crap.
Right.
After I did it.
So we just need the front ones there.
Yeah, I just
Right.
that's the one that's probably the most sensitive.
Right.
So I mean, obviously take a look at the back,
Okay.
but that's the one where you're probably gonna be like, I don't know, for a while.
So I know that the front axle is slightly ahead of the ball of my foot.
Great. And you like that then?
And I quite like that.
Okay,
yeah.
then try to match it.
Alright. So how do I match it?
Well, if I were you, I would just kind of eyeball like, okay, if the ball of your foot is here, then
Yeah.
tiny, like basically one finger's length forward is where this is, where you like it.
Yeah.
So I would just do the same thing.
Okay.
If you think you might make like change your mind about where it's going to be, maybe we could even put some tape on the shoes, and you could like mark like, I think this is where the holes are going to be. That way you don't have to worry about holding it so much, but also you're not going to get like 6 different spots on your
Yeah.
soles.
Alright. So
Want me to take a look?
if that's alright.
think that looks fine. Yeah, just make sure it's pointing a little bit outward.
Should I put it on the shoe and do the third toe, like the center line measurement?
Sure.
Yeah?
See how it feels. I mean, that's all kind of like an approximation.
Yeah.
But because people often, they'll look at it and they'll be like, oh no, it's pointed outward and it's badly mounted. And that's not, that's fine. That's how it's supposed to be.
Wait, which toe is this? This is a big toe, small toe. I can't even see this. Third toe. Okay, it's like here.
Okay.
Just between. I think. I'm gonna mark it.
Okay.
Oh, it's so hard to tell sometimes.
It's, you know, you don't have to have it exactly in the, like,
Okay.
it's just another thing that people use as a guide.
So, yeah, and that's
Woohoo!
pretty much
Yay!
right.
Perfect!
Okay.
This is really, what's the word I'm looking for? Keep going.
Okay.
Let me interrupt you. Precise. Most people don't do this.
Really?
No, most people are like, yeah, okay, second, third, fourth, yeah, whatever. I've never seen anyone palpate their foot like this. I've never seen this done before.
No, me neither. This is.
Ah.
You're seeing this here first.
Technique invented. Make sure that you're, if you have a plate that has toe stop, what's it called, like the Allen wrench hole or whatever, on various sides, make sure that it's on the right one so that you can access it from the inside and you don't have to flip your foot around. Some of them, though, they have them both on the same direction, so it doesn't matter. I would suggest that you just use the thing and just hit it. Yeah, hit each of these, maybe just on the ground so that it'll give less than the table would, just so that you have like somewhere for the drill to. What am I trying to hand you?
Okay.
You want me to hold that?
I think I got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be huge,
Mhm.
just enough
Just
that you
enough.
can like hold the drill bit on it more easily. Normally when you're drilling, I mean, you don't want to drill so much that you just drill through the hole,
Right.
and you can't put anything inside the boot right now. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Oh, yeah, shit.
Well,
So-
so we could maybe drill just a tiny bit, like make sure that you don't go the whole way,
Yeah.
just enough to know where the hole is to get started. Or I don't know, what do you want to do?
Yeah, I think that sounds good. And what I would usually do then on the drill bit, do you know where, do you have the drill
Oh yeah,
bit?
we got it. I have a really shitty drill. It'll be good enough. Normally, by the way, I usually start with like a really small one and then kind of work up.
Yeah.
You gonna tape it so you know how deep to go?
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
What I would do to make sure I don't drill through the whole shoe is I would put the drill bit against the shoe, see like how deep I want the drill to go, and then I would just wrap some tape around, and that tells me the depth. I think I actually go a bit smaller than this because the insoles are low. So then I know not to go deeper than this bit of tape.
It went all the way through, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And even if it didn't go deep enough in the boot, now that the hole is there, it'll be fine, I think. Follow up with Alea. She finished mounting her skates. Tell us about what you did at home.
So at home, I actually the whole thing.
Oh, you don't have to. I'll cut. Just talk, and if it's boring, I'll cut it out.
So I bought some thicker aluminum plate,
Oh.
and yeah, so the plate, I think it's about 3 millimeter.
Oh, cool. So you cut it all. How did you cut it all again?
So at the workshop,
okay.
they cut it for me, but not exactly. They cut it with this huge machine. They like sliced it, and then I took it to my local guitar tech. He had a sanding machine, so he sanded it down. And then I drilled it at home again for the bolts.
Did you use the countersink?
I used the countersink, yes.
Yeah. How did it go? Like, was it easy? Was it hard?
It was easy.
Yeah.
I would say aluminum's pretty easy to cut.
And then the hardware that you used?
So the hardware I used is Shorty's skateboard hardware that I bought at Titus.
Yeah.
And it fits just right. I would probably grind these down a bit at some point.
I mean, I don't think that you're gonna hit it. Do you think you might hit it if you had regular trucks though?
Maybe.
Yeah. Think about, you've gotten to skate on those, right?
Yes, I love them.
Why?
They're great. Because I feel a lot more stable and I can start to grind on the trucks, which I'm looking forward to.
And what's all this?
This is SKATETOBERFEST.
what's
in
SKATETOBERFEST?
Munich. So this is celebrating Oktoberfest and skating at the same time.
Cool.
And drinking beer and eating lots of Bavarian food.
Sounds fun.
As a follow-up also, so the plates are Avanti aluminiums and I have CIB slide blocks on here. And the slide blocks actually didn't fit originally with the original bushings that I had that came with the plate. Even though the hardware is meant to fit according to the website. So I actually bought some
Those were the bones ones,
bones,
right?
yeah. So these are bones, I can't remember what they're called, but they're these bones bushings. And these are the medium ones, and with these on, they're slightly smaller, and so the hardware fit. So yeah.
Well done.
Thanks.
Matching your dirndl.
You ground the skates and I'll ground the tools. Let's go rolling around like a couple of fools. Don't care if we're old, let's start something new. As we go rolling around, me and you. Tie up your lace